Hey, I am Aphromoo and I play support on Counter-Logic Gaming and my meta pick is Bard.
Xmithie's full HP and Meteos is below half. Aphromoo gonna be fighting a lot of damage onto him. Ignite taken by the CLG support, who finds first blood.
Reason to pick Bard in the current patch is if you're lacking playmaking potential as well as decently strong laning, more so playmaking would be the reason why you pick Bard, plus he's pretty good at roaming. Bard's passive are his chimes that spawn every 35 or 45 seconds on the map. Usually it's 2 at a time. That every 5 chimes you get a buff, whether it be to your auto attacks, your damage, as well as how many meeps you get behind you for your auto attack enhance. And they also give him movement speed when he roams around the map to complement himself as a roamer. Bard's Q spell is Cosmic Binding, short range skill shot that will stun as it goes through a target. So it'll go through the first target and then anything behind it, whether it be terrain, a creep, or a champion, it will stun both of them. His Q in general is pretty hard to land. You do have to master the spell, almost all of the spells in general, to be good at Bard. And trying to get the stun off in lane or in a team fight is exceptionally hard, so you just have to pay attention to positioning. Bard's W is Caretaker's Shrine. It is a, I guess, power-up type of spell where you lay it on the ground and it'll give you movement speed as well as health. And after a couple seconds, it'll be at max. And that's basically his W. It's probably his weakest spell, but it can be used to get him out of tough situations just based on the movement speed alone. Bard's E is, I don't know his portal, which can go through all terrain on the map that at least has an exit. So you can't really do the sides of the map at all, but you can go through any terrain. Your teammates can go through it as well as enemies can go through it. And as you rank it up, the faster your teammates will be able to move through the portal, and the enemies will always stay at the base of the spell, which is level 1. Bard's E is probably the most fun thing about Bard, since there's always different situations you can put on the enemy team in a game with your portal as well as your teammates. So whether if you want to gank your lane, you can just disappear from your lane for a little bit, portal in your jungler to get the shortest path for the gank, which is right behind them most of the time. Or if the enemy team is in the jungle and you want to get them a little faster, you can send in your tank through the portal, as well as escape from the team fight for your carries in general. Bard's ultimate is essentially AoE Zanya's. It's his main engage tool, which is huge range and definitely very good against non-mobile carries in general, usually from the mid lane or whatnot. And usually people pick Bard for playmaking in general, and this is the ability that would consider him main playmaker. In order to use Bard's ultimate well, it can be used in many different ways to save your teammates, start a fight, as well as stall out the fight in general in the middle of the team fight. And it takes a lot of practice. It's pretty hard to gauge when to use it, but if you're the only initiation on the team, you'll probably be using it to initiate whenever you see a good opportunity. You just throw it. If you already have other initiation on your team, then you can use it to stall out the carries or save your carries. So you just have to assess those situations by yourself, and there's not a opportune time to do it. Maxing Bard spells, you definitely max Q first, 1 point in W, and then max E second. Some people will max W second. It's alright. Just for more heal in general, I mean, that's cool. But usually if you're a roamer type player like I am, you max E second, and then R at 6, 11, and 60. For this meta in general nowadays, usually I run attack speed on Bard. It's like 7 attack speed reds, 2 armor reds, flat health yellows, MR blues, 2 armor quints, and 1 move speed quint. And that's usually just my rampage I use since auto attack a lot in lane. You can go 80 reds if you want as well, just to pressure in lane. Or you can even go the mage AP route that a lot of people are running with Zyra, Nami, and Karma nowadays. That's good too if you want to play around UQ. So recommended masteries for Bard. Some people are going 12-18-0 on the mage supports now. It's okay, especially if you go like the AP route on Bard, you probably can do 12-18-0. But if I was going to recommend something, usually you want to play a little bit safer on Bard because mage supports are pretty oppressive. So 0-18-12, going Thunderlords and the cooldown reduction in the tree. Recommended core items, Sightstone, Eye of the Watcher, or the red Sightstone. And then either you can go Frost Queen's Claim, or if you do go Eye of the Watchers, you always go Redemption no matter what, or Locket. Mobies, yeah, go Mobies, so you can be Roamer. And then after that, usually just depends. If you need a defensive item, sometimes I'll go Banshee's Veil versus Assassins. Maybe I'll go Frozen Heart in general, but CDR is definitely important on Bard since you're not really like a damage dealer. Getting to 45% CDR is pretty important, so you can go Mikhail's if you need to remove CC. Usually the game's over when you get 3 or 4 items. So my playstyle for Bard, I would say it's pretty versatile. I can either be the Initiator, Peeler. Usually only those 2 roles, I would say. Roaming is just like a style with how you should be playing Bard as a champion in general. So it's either you figure out if you're the main Initiator or a Peeler type champion. And Bard's pretty good at both of those, probably excels the most at doing those more so than other champions. And all it depends on is your skill with the champion. So trying to figure out which one you got to do just depends on if your team has initiation or not. And then that will be able to tell you how you should be playing. So usually you don't want to be like in the fray as often. You just want to like sit back and CC targets off your carries while they're killing them. Playing Bard in the lane phase. If you can land your Qs in lane, then you can be pretty aggressive, but most of the time it's very hard since most mage supports stand off of the wave, so you can't really stun them unless you get a gank. So usually getting a gank as Bard is probably your best bet, and just trying to stand back. Trading with the current mage supports is pretty hard unless you're fighting versus Zyra and like dodge your spells and stuff like that, but Karma and Nami, pretty oppressive in general. So usually I just take my time, wait till 6. Playing Bard in the team fights, you just need to decide whether or not if you're an Initiator or a CC peel bot. So if you're an Initiator type of champion, usually you'll throw your R and then lead up with a Q stun so your teammates can follow up. Or if you're a CC peel type of, or that style you need to play, then you'll probably sit back, let your team initiate, and then just CC like the enemy divers that are coming onto your backline or assassins in general. And other than that, you just need to keep a watchful eye in team fights, whether or not you need to like portal your carries through a wall if it gets to that situation, as well as using your W to speed them up at the proper time. Yeah. My meta pick was Bard. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe to the CLG channel below. See you guys later.